I'm doing a 2024 elections deep dive on the Senate race in the state of Hawaii. So, Hawaii's Senate race, when you look at the past election results, in 2022, the Democratic candidate won the state of Hawaii by 45.2% of the vote. In 2018, the seat that is currently up in 2024, this seat right now, was won by the Democratic incumbent by 42.3% of the vote. And in 2016, that same Senate seat from 2022 was won by the Democrat by 51.3% of the vote. As for current polling in the state of Hawaii, that's currently not applicable, as there's not actually been any polls conducted that I was able to find, so polling will not be able to factor into this video, but not to worry, there are several other factors we will use to determine this race as well. So, and as for our margin of victory result across the last three elections, the Democrat wins the state of Hawaii by 46.3% of the vote. And looking at the national vote for these elections, in 2022, the national vote was Republican plus 0.1. In 2018, it was Democrat plus 19.9. 2016, it was Democrat plus 10.8. And as of recording this video, the most recent congressional poll ballot vote measure for across the country has Democrats favored 1+8, and the average margin of victory result across the last three Senate elections that I have in this video was 10.2% of the vote. So what does that mean compared to Hawaii? That means in 2022, Hawaii voted 45.1% to the left, to the more Democratic than the national Senate vote across the nation. In 2018, Hawaii voted 22.5% more Democratic than the national Senate vote across the nation. And in 2016, Hawaii voted 40.5% more Democratic than the national Senate vote across the nation. As for the average vote margin in Hawaii across these numbers, that means Hawaii on average voted 36% more Democratic than what the total Senate margin vote is across the United States. For some forecasts in this race, Real Clear Politics has this race as solid Democrat. Sabato Crystal Ball has it as safe Democrat. Inside Elections has it as solid Democrat. Decision Desk HQ in the Hill has it as safe Democrat. And Cook Political Report has it as solid Democrat. So all the forecasts are in complete agreement that this race is going to be a safe, solid Democratic seat where the Democratic candidate is definitely expected to win and win by a big margin. The two candidates we have on the Democratic side, the incumbent Senator Macy Hirono, and on the Republican side, we have challenger Bob McDermott. These are the two candidates that are facing off on Election Day. As for some counties in Hawaii I'm looking at, there are only 4 counties in the state, so that kind of limits my options for counties to look at. But in the county of Hawaii, it was voted for the Democrat by 51.2% in 2012. This is all from the presidential election, by the way, presidential elections. In 2016, it was 36.6%. In 2020, it was 36.3%. And then in the county of Maui, or the island of Maui, it was 50.3 in 2012, 38.6 in 2016, 35.4 in 2020. On the island of Honolulu, it was 39.1% in 2012 for the Democrat, 29.9 in 2016, and 26.9 in 2020. So it is interesting, at least, that in Maui, the vote went down about 3 points from 2016 to 2020 for the Democrats. In Honolulu, it went down about 3 points for the Democrats. And then in Kauai, it was 49.3, 33.7, and then 28.8. So again, it seems in Maui, Honolulu, and Kauai that going from 2016 to 2020, the Democratic vote in these counties actually went down by about 3 to 5 points, respectively. So that could be an interesting thing to watch in terms of the margins on election night. Maybe the Republicans are able to do better, but that remains to be seen. Hawaii is still such an overwhelmingly Democratic state. As for the Democratic vote percentage in the state of Hawaii, in 2022, the Democratic candidate got 71.2%. In 2018, look at this, the Democratic candidate, Macy Hirono, also got 71.2%. And in 2016, the Democratic candidate then got 73.5%. This doesn't actually create a massive range when you take the highest number and minus the lowest number, and then that difference of the two added and subtracted to the highest and lowest numbers. That actually doesn't make too much of a massive range, where it has the low point for the Democrat at 60.89 or 68.9 and the high point at 75.8. Not too much of a massive gap there. I have in my own personal prediction the Democratic candidate Macy Hirono getting 72.8. I think she slightly outperforms her 2022 margins based on how Hawaii is going to vote to the left, to the more Democratic side of the popular vote itself. And I also just think that she's pretty much an electoral juggernaut in Hawaii. She's not going to be losing anytime soon. So I have her getting 72.8% of the vote. On the Republican side, in 2022, the Republican candidate got 26% of the vote. In 2018, the Republican candidate got 28.9%. 2016, the Republican got 22.2%, with an estimated range between 15.5 to 35.6. So certainly a wide range on this one. Still not enough to break 50 to even have a chance of winning if the polling and the averages of the last results are correct. So really not too much of a threat to try and win this election, but I have, for my personal prediction, at 25.2%, slightly worse than 2022, because I think the fact that it's a presidential year, I think that the Republican will probably do slightly worse than they would have in, say, a midterm election, where there probably won't be as much voter turnout, which would typically help the Republican. But I don't think that's going to happen this time. I think the Republican will get 25.2%. So for the state of Hawaii, and it's my 2024 Senate prediction, I have Democratic incumbent Macy Hirono getting 72.8%, Republican challenger Bob McDermott getting 25.2%. This gives Hirono a victory and a margin of victory of 47.6% of the vote, which when you look back at it, you look at 2022, 45.2. This is about 2.4% higher for Hirono than it was in 22 and 2018. However, when it comes to the average margin of results across those three races, it was 46.3. So that's about 1.3% higher than what the average margin of results were, which is not really too far off in terms of what the numbers say. As for the 2024 Senate map, we have now done 3 videos on the Senate map in Washington, California, and Hawaii, all going for the Democrats. That gets the Democrats up to 31 senators. Republicans are at 38, and currently no changes to the composition of the Senate. There's not been any flips in any Senate seats yet. We still have a lot of videos to go leading up until Election Day, so I'm sure there will be. But for now, there will not be any flips in the 3 Senate seats I have done so far. Thank you so much for watching this Senate breakdown, the Senate deep dive, and please stay tuned because I'll have a lot more Senate seats and other seats in presidential races and governor's races coming up across the next few days. Thank you. That will do it for today's video. Thank you so much for watching. If you enjoyed the video, please remember to give it a like, and if you really liked it, please remember to click the subscribe button and make sure you turn post notifications on so you always get notified when I post a new video. That way you never miss one. Also, please remember to share this video with your friends and family if you really like the video. And remember to stay tuned because I'll be posting at least one video every single day leading up until Election Day. So I'd really appreciate it if you keep coming back and watching those videos. Thank you so much for watching, and I hope to see you in a future video.